Well, I got this comment a couple of weeks ago from WickType, who was using one of these media screens, these Spiderman Sphero screens, and he said he couldn't get it working because of the Mac files. Yeah, but he also said he's got a great LCD display for a movie prop. And although I'm not that into Star Wars, I decided it was about time I did a Star Wars themed display. So I'm not going to ruin my Spider-Man one. Let's start another one. Bought some more. Alright, I just thought it might be interesting to see how these come. So I got a couple of these from a guy on eBay. I think about £12 each I paid, I think. Shipped. They're interesting things, really. Don't know where he got them from. Maybe he did, like, he bought them for a project as well. They're very well packaged. This is just the same as my other one. Right, but this one is for proper hacking. Okay, so I want to completely strip this and just get the screen out of it. I need to save that as well because I've lost that one from my Spider-Man one. Okay, so nice little screen there. That's what I was expecting. Just a few things that I noted. I can't remember whether I explained this or discovered this in my other videos. But if I get just a little USB power supply, these are really cheap. These are from Poundland and they are £1, a couple of dollars maybe. They've got one 18650 battery in it. They're about 1200 milliamp hours, but you can put better, if you've got better 18650s, you can swap them out. But they're quite a nice little format. But what I noticed is if you plug these in just to a power supply and not to the computer, then they power up. So that's great because it means I could use that USB supply to power one of these. I've just got to get hold of that socket on the outside of wherever I put it. Anyway, I'm not going to use this socket. I don't think I'm going to use the switch either, so let's just cut those off. Alright, sell that on eBay. Right, and I want to keep those, so let me show you what I intend to do with this then. Watching Brian from the Smugglers Room, he's done several little displays. Recently he did a video where he'd got some of these little boxes behind his arc reactor, save that for later, where he's got some little greebly things behind his chairs on his Millennium Falcon build room, his Smuggler's Room. So I thought I'd make something similar, but I was under the constraints of a piece of A4 paper which is as big as I can cut in my laser cutter. So one of the things that he always puts on is these little acrylic greeblies, switches and things like that. So I cut some of those. I got some blue and white acrylic and cut those in my laser cutter. That's the size that he sells. Well, he sells these in resin, so I just cut these out of acrylic. So that's cool. And I made some little light boxes to go underneath them. And the idea is I'm going to have this box here. These little lights will be over there, but obviously the right way, not at a jaunty angle. And then the screen's going to go there, although actually I have to do it this way around. That's it, so that there's enough room for the screen. Now what I'm hoping is, if I've cut this right, that screen that I've just got should fit perfectly in that space. And then I'm going to have some black laser acrylic on the outside of that as well. So let's try the screen. I notice now I've taken the screen off, it's offset slightly, so this might not work. I might have to just slightly alter the this hole at the front for the final screen, but if I've measured this correctly, yeah, just about, that screen goes in there, so happy with that. All right, then an acrylic will go on the top and be slightly tighter. So let's just try this again so you can see it in situ. Okay, all right, so that's it. Imagine that with a lovely piece of black acrylic on there, laser cut. You won't see these crenellations on the edges of the box. You'll just get a black shiny panel, and I'll probably do some switches there to play the video and to a switch for to turn the whole thing on. All right, so that's cool. One of the other things that Smugglers Room did is that when he'd hurt his knee, he did some screen graphics, some Starship graphics. He made his own one, but he linked to a guy who said that you could download his from YouTube, and he'd done a great Death Star and a Millennium Falcon display. So that's what I'm going to use on it. He said you can just download it. I'll link to him below so you can see that. And when this is finished, it won't have Spider-Man on it. It'll have either the Death Star or the Millennium Falcon heads-up display playing. So quite pleased with that so far. Let's just put him out of the way. Now the other thing I came up with was how to power this, and you might notice there's this strange little box here. So I've cut that box, I've made it exactly the same size as this. Well, it's not exactly, it's a bit bigger and it needs a bit of adjustment, but if you look at the end of that, I don't know if you can see that there, it looks curiously the same shape as that. So the idea is that I have a USB plug that's sticking in there, and then I can take this out and charge it, and then when I'll just use this as a power cell. So that will just fit in there, let's see, and slide in. Oops. Slide in like so, and just connect up to that USB cable. Doesn't actually work like this. I need to cut down this, make it a longer one. I think I'll just buy a USB blank there, just an empty plug, and wire it directly to that, which means whenever I want to power it, or whenever I want to charge it, swap the power out, I can just change these over. So that's what I was trying to do there. Quite pleased with that design. Just come up with that idea. I love these power banks. They're so useful for little projects. No good for charging phone, which is what they're supposed to be for. Rubbish for that, but great for little LED projects. But I've had this screen running on one of these for a couple of hours. It's worked pretty well. So don't know how long it will last. I will test that once it's all made. But yeah, so I'm happy about that. Then the other thing I'm going to do is some little light boxes. So these are just shadow boxes to catch the to go behind these cutouts, and I haven't really done them the right size, but bear in mind that there's going to be black plastic on the outside of this as well. So I'm just experimenting a little bit with with LEDs on there. Notice there's two different types of LEDs I've tried this with. I've tried it with a a standard 5mm LED like that, and a straw hat LED. So I'm just going to test this. So a standard LED, which is what I thought I was going to use. So if I just pop that in there like so, there you go, and pop a piece of plastic on there. See, it's very much that there's a lamp behind there, isn't it? Let's try it with the white one. I'm not sure I like that. I mean, it might be more of the Star Wars aesthetic, but I wanted it to be a bit more uniform. But then I found some of these straw hat LEDs, and you see they're stubbier than a standard LED. So let's try it with one of them. It's the same thing, really. Oops. Oh, they won't fit in the hole. Oh well, nothing a bit of glue gun won't sort out. Alright, so have a look at this. You notice that's much more diffused, so I quite like that. So it lights up much more of the inside of the box as well. Let's try it with white. See, white's even better. It just makes the whole thing glow. So that's as far as I've got with this. So I'm hoping to reuse these on the back of the screen here, so they will screw in, and just to hold the screen in. And of course the acrylic panel on the front is going to be slightly smaller than the screen, which will hopefully means that everything lines up and it hides the metal edge of the screen. Well, my acrylics arrived, but I had a thought, as the acrylic for me cost me about £5. I decided I was going to do a test cut with wood before. Now, although the wood's expensive and I wouldn't normally do that, the wood is about £1 and I have lots of it, so easier. But what I noticed, which I hadn't noticed before, and I'm glad I did this, is that if you look at the screen there, I thought there was this offset at the bottom, which I'd corrected, but also there's an offset at the side. Look at how that side, the metal on that side is about 1mm, and then it's about 5mm over here. I thought that was equal. So if I put this without that offset in, you can see that down that side you see some of the metal, which I didn't really want. So I'm glad I worked that out, but you know, I'm still going to do another test cut. So I'm just going to cut that, and if that then lines up, I'm going to cut the acetate. Good job I cut another test one. I cut another test one and it was exactly the same. I'd forgotten to load my updated file into K40 Whisperer. Oh well, sell that on eBay. So hopefully now this should hide the metal much better. If anything, there's a little bit of metal that side now, but I'm gonna put up with that. You know, before I put the acrylic on, I think I'm going to spray the back of the box. Yeah, I'm going to make the back of the box black. Alright, so now to cut the acrylic. Strange thing about cutting acrylic is that there are no flames whatsoever, so all you can see is the hole appearing. So here we are, my nearly finished build. As you see, I was going to put a hole in the box for this speaker, but I didn't need to in the end. It was loud enough as it is. I just got to put the LEDs in there, but I've got one LED in at the moment. I decided also to just make sure everything was solid inside and nothing dragged around. I used one of these little USB, micro USBs, because this has got a mini USB on it and they're not as common anymore. So I had a spare lead anyway, and I had a load of these from webcam projects, so I've wired that directly to the board as if it was going in there. I've put the data in as well because that would be useful, because then I can update it without cracking the box open. I've still got access to that, that still works, but the power lead from that I break as it comes in and send it to this switch there. This board and the USB doesn't light until it's turned on, and just in the same way I can't do a data transfer unless that's turned on, because that bit there just breaks that input. The back of the box is absolutely fine. I waited and bought a little USB plug on a board, but then I had a bit of hassle with that really. I had to reverse the board so that it was in the right orientation, and so it stuck out enough into here to catch up with this little battery pack. You notice I've stuck a thing on the battery pack as well because it's quite stiff when it goes in there, but it all lines up, and you can see I can do it without even looking. Well, you don't know, I'm not looking at this, but it just slides in even from behind, and there you go, and it's engaged and in, and then I can take that out when I want to charge it. So quite pleased with that. So assembly is just a case of popping that in like so. Oh, I epoxied that, and then I epoxied it in before I soldered it, and then I soldered it, and once I'd soldered it I also just hot glued over it just to protect those wires from coming off. And this is an old Poundland. In fact, it came with this, the charge lead for that I've popped in there as well. Alright, so making sure I get it the right way round, that goes in there, and you saw the big reveal anyway. But eventually I might make it so that these screws do actually hold the top on, but the push fit is good enough at the moment for me. So yeah, here we go then. As you see, this will just go in, so they don't even have to think about arranging that. And here we go. And there it is, working. That says signal lost, and that's what I decided to do for the when the HUD isn't working. Just screen grabbed the HUD, blurred it out a little bit, and put some, what's it called, a Rossi script on there or whatever, I can't remember what it is. I stole the idea from Smugglers Room, and then to reacquire the signal we just push that button and so really pleased with that. It's been a fun project. I'm pleased with how it's turned out. I'm happy to find a way to use these screens, and although I've actually made the screen in the bigger box, it's definitely Star Wars now, and it wasn't Star Wars before. It was Spider-Man or Spider-Math. So yeah, good project. Thank you for your comments below my previous video about hacking these screens. It did give me the encouragement, along with that and something, this HUD that Brian from Smugglers Room had posted, to get on and finish this project. A little bit more to do really. I just want to put different lights in here. I might not have a flashing LED, I might have that flashing and those two just on permanently. Don't know, I've not decided yet, but I've got the options to do that. But yeah, thank you Smugglers Room, and if you'd like to comment, please do.